Aries. Aries reflects the movement of nature, symbolizing inner strength and the ability to remain calm even in the midst of a storm. Their presence is like the breeze at twilight, silent, yet filled with a power that's not easily seen. They are known for being fair, just, and balanced when responding to any issue, whether through words or actions. They don't engage in meaningless arguments, especially if it can ruin their day or cause unnecessary conflict. For them, every word they speak carries weight, meaning, and responsibility. In work, they possess discipline and attention to detail. They don't rush decisions, preferring the right process over hasty outcomes that might lead to regret. With family, they are nurturing and always prioritize the well-being of their loved ones. In love, they are loyal and not easily swayed by temptation. They may find it hard to forgive when hurt, but when they do, their forgiveness is complete and free of doubt. And remember, the movement of nature is sudden, suggestive, and unpredictable, so always remain calm, observant, and cautious in every decision you make. Taurus. Taurus signifies the rhythm of nature, showcasing conviction, resilience, and inner strength. Behind their quiet demeanor lies a firm resolve that is not easily shaken. For them, principles are not for sale, and time is sacred. It should not be wasted on meaningless matters. They would rather stay silent and focus on their work than argue with people who do not know how to respect others. Professionally, they are known for being meticulous, hardworking, and extremely patient. When they start something, they are sure to finish it with dedication and persistence. Financially, they are planners who don't indulge in materialism. In love, they are faithful, affectionate, and avoid fleeting pleasures. For them, a relationship is a serious commitment that must be nurtured daily. And remember, the movement of nature is full of mystery. It comes unexpectedly and often without warning. Always be discerning, watchful, and strong in every step of your life. Gemini. Gemini reflects the movement of nature filled with wisdom, stability, and a practical outlook on life. They are not easily swayed by emotion. They prefer to examine things from a broader perspective. They are naturally persistent and resilient, especially when it comes to the well-being of their family. Rather than rely on easy solutions, they opt for thorough processes with lasting outcomes. At work, they are serious and have a personal style that doesn't require interference from others, as long as it works. Financially, they are good savers and always prepare for the future. They don't spend impulsively and value long-term security. In love, their hearts are strong. They're not easily moved by sweet words if those words lack genuine intent. And remember, you cannot outpace the rhythm of nature, so be prepared for every change, face it with courage, and keep your spirit strong. Cancer. Cancer represents the motion of nature that stands for patience, excellence, and firm responsibility. Every action they take has purpose. They don't move without meaning. For them, success isn't luck, it's the product of discipline and dedication. Within the family, they are the pillar, always ready to lend a hand in times of need. In the workplace, they don't get distracted by obstacles. Their focus is on progress. Financially, they are cautious and always have a plan for the future. They're not swayed by trends, especially if they lack substance. In love, they choose silence over argument. But if they find they've been betrayed, they will stand and fight for the truth. And remember, nature moves on its own time. You cannot force it. When it comes, it brings lessons and changes that must be accepted with a whole heart. Leo. Leo reflects the movement of nature that showcases intelligence, creativity, and a modern perspective on life. They are silent warriors, not combative in words, but powerful in action. Their strength lies in the mind, in the ability to plan, decide, and create new paths even in the face of uncertainty. At work, they are not afraid to try new methods if it helps the team move forward. They know how to be thrifty and invest in meaningful things. They dislike disorder and arrogance. Order in life begins with wise and disciplined choices. In love, they're open to communication but do not rush into decisions. Their relationship is like a mutual agreement, equal, respectful, and free of competition. And remember, the movement of nature may come as sudden light or gentle wind, so always remain open to change and ready to face each new chapter of life. Virgo. Virgo embodies the movement of nature filled with depth, silence, and skill in understanding. They are not talkative, but when they speak, their words have weight and meaning. They prioritize others before themselves, and even when unnoticed, they keep working with sincerity. They don't need praise. What matters is knowing they're doing the right thing. At work, they are diligent, organized, and efficient. Financially, they are practical and disciplined. They don't fall into the trap of indulgence. In love, they're quiet but sincere. They rarely complain, but when they are hurt, they choose to walk away with dignity rather than argue. And remember, the movement of nature may come silently, yet bring immense change that's not immediately visible. So always practice humility and be cautious in making decisions. Libra. Libra represents the movement of nature that symbolizes the pursuit of balance, not just in words but in emotions as well. Today, inner peace is of great importance to them. They dislike tension, so when conflict arises, they'd rather stay silent than escalate the issue. They are not fond of impulsive opinions. Instead, they prefer to weigh all sides before making decisions. At work, they are cautious in expressing their views and would rather foster harmony than lead arguments. At home, they often play the role of mediator in misunderstandings. Remember, the movement of nature has its way of restoring things to their rightful place, so maintain fairness even in the midst of chaos. Scorpio. Scorpio reflects the quiet yet intense motion of nature. Today, observation is more favorable to them than direct involvement. They are deep thinkers and rarely reveal their true emotions immediately. When making decisions, especially concerning money or relationships, they rely on thorough analysis rather than emotions. If they sense something wrong, they won't hesitate to speak the truth, but they do so with restraint and respect. At home, they are dependable but dislike being reminded repeatedly. Remember, nature's movements may seem calm on the surface but carry waves underneath, so be mindful of your words and consider how your actions affect others. Sagittarius. Sagittarius embodies the restless nature of motion, always curious, always seeking something new. Today, they may feel the urge to try something different or escape repetitive routines. However, some self-restraint is needed. The desire for change should be accompanied by a solid plan, not just impulse. In dealing with friends and family, they must be cautious with their words. Directness isn't always well received. At work, they have the energy to push forward but must also consider others' feelings. Remember, nature's movement is not always forward. Sometimes, one must pause to gather strength again. Capricorn. Capricorn channels the movement of nature through discipline and calm. Today, they value timing and precision in everything they do. They dislike disruptions and prefer to distance themselves from chaotic or aimless people. In the workplace, they are persistent and won't stop until the job is done. In relationships, they show love more through actions than words. They rarely ask for much, but when hurt, they take a long time to heal. Remember, Nature's motion may be slow, but it is steady, so remain patient and don't be swayed by others' pressure. Aquarius. Aquarius mirrors the movement of nature in its uniqueness and creativity. Today, they prefer solitude to spark fresh ideas. Others may not always understand them, but they don't mind. What matters more is being true to themselves rather than following trends. In social interactions, they may seem emotionally distant, but it's simply their way of processing the world. At work, their unconventional methods often prove effective in the long run. Remember, the rhythm of nature always carries originality, so don't be afraid to be different, as long as you stay true to yourself. Pisces. Pisces reflects the gentle yet resilient flow of nature. Today, they may feel extra sensitive, easily affected by the emotions of others. That's why it's important for them to carve out time and space for self-care. In the family, they are the first to offer peace during conflicts, but today, they must choose where to invest their energy. At work, they perform better when allowed to go with their own flow rather than being forced. In love, emotions are not enough, reality must also be considered. Remember, nature's movement may be soft, but it holds great power when overwhelmed, so protect your inner peace before extending it to others.